Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making an Oktoberfest Oat Stout Lotion in honor of, well, Oktoberfest. The water part of this lotion is infused with oats and hops, making it soothing and extra hydrating, while the oil part is a blend of emulsifying wax, shea butter, and safflower oil. As with all lotions, we'll be combining our water part and our oil part separately, heating and holding them, and then combining them, and then blending the ever-living daylights out of them with a stick blender to make a beautiful, thick, creamy lotion that's just perfect for autumn. All right, what are you waiting for? Let's get started. The watery base of this lotion is going to be infused with oats and hops. So I've got a tea strainer here, a metal one with very fine perforations, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of oats to it and 1 teaspoon of hops, and plop that down into a heat-resistant measuring cup that's got about 100 grams, so just shy of half a cup of just boiled water in it. Give that a wee stir, and we're going to leave that to infuse for 20 minutes. So after about 20 minutes, our infusion is done. So you can remove your infuser and press the contents with the back of a spoon to try and get as much water out of there as possible. And then we can set that aside and discard it. So now we're going to measure out the amount of this infusion that we're actually going to need. So pop another heat-resistant measuring cup on your scale and tare it. And we're going to weigh out 72 grams of this steeped water. And to that, we are going to add 3 grams of raw honey. And that's our water part. And then we'll get our oil part together. So we've got another heat-resistant glass measuring cup. And to that, we're going to add 7 grams of a complete emulsifying wax. So this is Emulsifying Wax NF, but if you have Polawax, BTMS 50, or Retamulse, also known as Emulsimulse instead, you can definitely use those as well. 10 grams of shea butter, and this is unrefined shea butter, but you could use refined as well. And 8 grams of safflower oil. So we're going to put each of these measuring cups in a water bath. So this is a sauté pan that has about 1 inch or 3 centimeters of water in the bottom of it. And I'm going to go put this on the stove over medium heat for about half an hour to melt everything through and to heat and hold the water part to help kill anything that might be living in there. So we don't want to be bringing it to a rolling boil. We just want the water to be steaming hot. You should be able to see maybe a few bubbles forming at the bottom of the pan, but you don't want it to be jumping around. So off to the kitchen we go. So half an hour later, everything has melted through and we are ready to turn this into a lotion. So I'm going to add the water part, which is our infused water with honey, hops, and oats, to the oil part and set that aside. And we can remove this measuring cup from the water bath and set the water bath aside as well. Give that a quick stir and get the emulsion going. You can see that it's already getting nice and milky looking, which is a good first sign. So let's grab our Immersion blender and give this a few quick blasts. When your lotion is still quite hot and quite thin, you want to be sure you're starting with quick, short bursts with your Immersion blender so that you don't accidentally rocket your hot lotion up and out of your measuring cup. So just a few quick pulses here. And once you've got a few quick pulses going, you can work up the rhythm to have to work your way to just a full-on blend. So after about a minute and a half of blending, we'll just scrape everything down and leave it to cool for about 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and this is starting to thicken up quite nicely. You can see there's some thicker bits floating on top while the rest is still pretty liquidy. So we'll give this another blending with the Immersion blender to help that along. So that's thickening up quite nicely, but it's still pretty warm to the touch. So I'm going to leave it for a little while longer to continue to cool before we add our preservative and move it to our container. So it's been another 15 minutes and this has thickened up beautifully. So we're going to add our preservative and then we are done. So here I have 1/2 gram of liquid Germall Plus. And you don't need much, but you do need it. No skipping the preservative when you're making things that have water in them. Give that a thorough blending. And for our container, I've got a cute little jar here with a little metal lid that I've popped a homemade label on. And this jar holds about 120 milliliters or 4 fluid ounces. So we will scrape this in here. This lotion also works beautifully in a pump top bottle. And it's so thick, we're gonna wanna give it a little swack to get it to move on down. And there you are, you just made an Oktoberfest Oat Stout Lotion. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and check the description box below for the full written recipe with the amounts in both metric and imperial and links to everything I used in this video. See you next time!